More inventory, mainly single-family homes for the second consecutive month in Miami. So what's going on in the Miami market? Is it a crash coming to Miami? Hey, Sharon calling, your favorite Miami real estate agent with Home Miami Realtors. The new Miami data was just released, and the news is that the supply is increasing. That June sales was the third highest June in Miami-Dade County history. So a lot of sales, even with the rapid rate of mortgage rates. Let's dive into it. The shift in the Miami market is more obvious in the data, and let me explain myself. The Miami market is adjusting little by little, and depending on the area too, okay? Listen to that part, depending on the area. So for example, a few days ago, I was talking with a colleague from my office. That person had an open house and got over 30 families who went to the open house and over 5 offers on the table the next day. So I will say that really depends on the area in the county. However, you can see more price reductions, you can see more inventory coming to the market, and more days on the market on certain properties or certain areas. So indeed, we're seeing a slight change in our market. Even though the total home sales decreased year over year in June 2022, it ended being the third highest June in history. So the total home sales in June 2022 was 2,891 versus 4,057 from the all-time breaking sales of June 2021, even with the rapid rise of mortgage rates from an average of 3% to 6% in 6 months, like I said, right? How long do you think it will take for this market to stop being a seller's market to become more a neutral one, like 6 months, 8 months, a year? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Single-family home sales also decreased 26.1% year over year from 1,542 in record-breaking June 2021 rate to 1,139 in June 2022. Now, according to the last report from the Miami Association of Realtors, this is due to the lack of inventory and rising mortgage rates. Now, yeah, of course, it totally makes sense when we have been seeing the inventory like these going down since 2020 for the huge buyer's demand because of the historically low interest rates. The buyer's demand increased significantly in the last 2 years, causing a huge lack of inventory. According to Freddie Mac, the average commitment rate for a 30-year conventional fixed rate mortgage was 5.52% in June, up from 5.23% in May. Now, the average commitment rate across all of 2021 was 2.96%. So, of course, this huge increase in mortgage rate is now causing that the demand to be shrunk down and resulting in less demand because buyers won't be able to afford to buy a house in today's market. As you can see in this graph, we have been in a strong seller's market for a while. A seller's market means 6 months of supply or less. Now, a balanced or a neutral market offers between 6 to 9 months supply. And of course, a buyer's market is something above 9 months of supply. Talking about that, month supply of inventory increased for the second month in a row to 2.8 months in June from 2.2 in May, and also 2.2 months back in June 2021, an increase of 27.3%. And this is happening nationwide, my friend, because the total house inventory at the end of June nationwide had an increase of 9.6% from May. Believe it or not, the single-family home median price increased 15.8% from June 2021 to 2022, from $500,000 to $579,000, and an increase of 0.7% from May 2022. The Miami market is still competitive depending on the area, right? I mentioned that at the beginning of this video. We can see that, right, with the median percent of original list price received being at 100%, and an increase of 0.6% from last year, and has been like that for the last 4 months, meaning sellers are getting at least full price offers or very close to. We shall start to see that change in the next couple of months. Now, the median time to contract increased to 15 days, which is interesting, right? Because it tells us the properties are taking a little more to get under contract. Okay, so let's move forward with the townhouse and condo data. Miami's existing condo sales decreased 30.3% year over year from 2,515 in all-time record-breaking June 2021 to 1,752 in June 2022. The median sales price for condos increased 20.6% year over year from $340,000 to $410,000 and decreased by 1.2% from May with $415,000. Now, the median time to contract in June increased to 22 days, and month supply of inventory for condos decreased 43.1% from last year to 2.9 months, but this is the second month in a row with more inventory. So May had a 2.5 months of supply, an increase of 16%. So yes, visible changes in the condos and townhouses market too, right? 2018 marked the last time mortgage rates hit 5%, yet Miami total home sales in June 2022 finished 11.4% higher than in June 2018, so from 2,891 versus 2,594. So long term, we're going to see higher rates, and that will lead to the properties to stay longer on the market. So higher rates will eventually lead to a moderation of the growth rate of pricing. With the growth rate of pricing cooling, total inventory could grow later, meaning a shift on the market, being a balanced market. Remember, what we saw during 2020 and 2021 was unprecedented. So the market is adjusting now, little by little, to what it was prior to 2020. So don't think that the market is going to crash or stop listening to those people saying that. Find the data that will give you the facts. Actually, a recession doesn't equals to a housing crisis. So in fact, only 1.9% of all closed residential sales in Miami were distressed last month, including foreclosures, right? And short sales, compared to 1.5% in June 2021. In 2009, distressed sales comprised 70% of Miami sales. So yes, buying a house now in Miami will get more expensive, but nothing that you cannot fix later, refinancing your house instead of paying rent. Miami foreclosures will eventually start to increase because of all the end of government aid, right? So technically it will increase because they were on hold, but that doesn't mean there will be a crash. If you're looking to get free information, please see below for you to download the new free guides I prepared for you. Either if you're a seller or a buyer, you can also DM the word seller or buyer free guide and I'll send it to you. Remember to be nice and be kind. See you next time. Bye-bye.